Good evening, Scotland. Good evening, social media land. It is Friday, the 16th of June, 2023. Welcome to Saorsa. Saorsa is a new live stream here on the Independence Live Network, one where you can expect the pertinent independence topics to be discussed and a whole lot more. My name is Mo. I am a father of four, husband to one, and a lifelong campaigner for Scottish independence. I use the Saltire handle across several platforms, and I've now banded together with other activists to create Saorsa. Tonight's stream will just be a short one, basically an introduction to ourselves, nothing too special, just a hey, we're Saorsa and we're here. Since we started posting across social media, we've been asked who we are and what are we all about. The easiest way to say who we are would be to read the About Us page from our website. So that is just what I'm going to do. We're just a simple group of pro-independence activists dedicated to Scottish independence, a band of people that have come together to push the positive message of liberty to our country. We believe that every single sovereign Scot counts in the campaigns ahead. Dedicated under the umbrella of liberty, we will collect signatures for the Edinburgh Proclamation. There'll be many groups doing this, and we welcome a positive working relationship with them all, with a love, not hate attitude. The beauty of a liberation movement is that no one group owns it. It's a proper people's movement, with no gatekeeping of the sense of purpose and movement towards the goal of independence. Our members cherish the protected characteristics within the Equalities Act 2010 and recognise that there needs to be a national conversation to lay to rest any concerns that people have regarding these protected characteristics. Everyone counts. We look to capture the positive energy of the 2014 campaign, which brought together people from all demographics to fight for a yes vote. At the end of the day, we're all sovereign Scots and we all count. Anyway, we're Saorsa and this is our team. I'm going to ask them all to switch their microphones on now. Hi guys, how are yous?
Good evening.
Hello.
Good. Right, so listen, we're going to go around the room, introduce ourselves. It's probably the best thing to do, and I think ladies should be first. So, Barry, no, I'm only joking, Beth. Beth, introduce yourself.
Well, hello, my name's Beth. Just an average working class lass out here fighting for independence and looking forward to our road that our little family are now on and reaching our goal for all of us.
That's good. You and I have did a little podcasty thing. We'll talk about the podcast later on. And I learned something about you, that you were into plants, and it was a bizarre thing. And it was I've never ever heard anybody actually turn around and say, "Listen, I really like plants," you know. And it was like you sent me pictures of some good ones, and I'm still fascinated. I would love to see your garden one day. I bet it's beautiful in the summer.
Yes.
With different things. Apart from that, I heard you also have a great barbecue, which is something that I would be very interested in experiencing sometime. Thank you very much, Beth, and we'll come back to you for just what we're going to talk about later. Now, Will, tell us a little bit about yourself, my friend.
Will, father of four, grandfather of two. I know you wouldn't believe it, would you? But it's true. Thanks, Barry. And yeah, I'm obviously passionate about independence for Scotland for those two generations now that I'm responsible for. And I want to make sure that we have a just, democratic country going forward from strength to strength.
That's amazing. When you wrote your About Me on our webpage and I read that you were a grandfather, I just about choked on my coffee. Because you look far too young to be a grandfather, my friend. You really do.
I know.
Okay, Barry's like shaking his head there. He'll be a bit there. But no, it's we've also done a podcast. It's not there. It's waiting to go up, and I will get that. I keep promising that it will be up, but it will be up on the Saorsa website. Hopefully before the end of the weekend. I'm working all weekend, but we'll get it up there. Listen, thank you very much for that introduction, Will, as well. I want to introduce our very own guy in the chair, the man that can do things with computers that borders on the supernatural, an alchemist in the digital world. And that is Barry. Yep, our Barry. Hi, Barry. introduce yourself.
Hello. I'm Barry. I've been friends with Mo for about 20 years now. I currently based just north of Edinburgh, and I'm currently looking after the Saorsa digital world. And independence is always something I've always felt was right and just. It's nothing to do with excluding anything. In fact, it's just the opposite. And it's definitely because I'm a father of one, and it's basically trying to lay the grounds to leave a country for her.
Your daughter, I've known you for far too long. I've known you since before you had a daughter, and I can't believe that our children are now so tall. To be perfectly honest, it's a bit mental.
I've still got the pictures of your oldest.
No, don't want to. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, it's okay. The baby one's unbelievable. Listen, this is part of our team, but there's more of us as well. We've got all sorts of people that do things. If you want to sort of see who we're all about a little bit more, you need to go to saorsascot.com. That is our website. It's live now. You can sign the Edinburgh Proclamation there. You can go and see our initial sets of blogs and podcasts. There's a couple of campaign and downloads that you can use to use across different places. It's there. It's an infant of a website, and we're building to it, and we're always wanting to experience more positive things to put on it. So I do. We'll talk about the sort of things that are on there. I do 2 podcasts. One of them is basically called The Sovereign Path, which is kind of talking really about the independent stuff and a bit of the history and just topical things. But the most important one, which is a labor of love for me, is Independent Conversations. And I've done one with Beth, I've done one with Will, and I've done one with another chap called Kieran as well. And these, and also Robert as well. Robert was my first one. Robert is the most interesting one at the moment because he was my first test case for this, and he was a no voter in 2014. And he moved into yes, and his story is quite incredible to go from no to yes. It's quite emotional. It's available on the website just to go and listen to it. It's well worth it. Beth's one's really good. It's like basically I ask 10 questions and we just have a discussion around the questions. Sometimes it might be 9 questions, might be a bit less because we've already asked some of them. But Will's one's an eye-opener, but I'm not going to give any spoilers. Because I was blown away with his honesty about things, and it's been there for like 3 months, and I've just never put it up because I'm rubbish at that. But there's other things on the website. How do you feel about the website, guys? Beth, what do you think? Just be careful because Barry's above you. He might just pour something on you.
No, I think it's very functional. It's appealing, easy to use and navigate roundabout. It's sleek looking. Yeah, I like it. I like the content that's in there as well. I like the format and the way it's laid out. It's nice. Good job.
It's easy to navigate.
Well done.
Yeah, good job, Barry. It's easy to navigate. It's quite slick. Will, tell us a little bit more what you think.
Well, I think the website itself, I think, even though I hate saying this, well done, Barry. But no, I think the website itself is functional. Everything you click works. And when it comes to a liberation movement, you may only have one opportunity to bring someone to a sign-up scenario to say, put your name to this. And if they click on things that say coming soon or doesn't work, I think that it's you're letting that person down because they may not come back. So I think we've got a website which has been put together very professionally. It works. And I think that anyone in the liberation movement can point people there and have confidence that it will work. And I think that's very important.
It's good. I like it. It's Barry's made websites for me for businesses and for gaming, for community building, for since the infancy of the internet, really. So I trust him to do the right thing. He can convert. What do you call, I'm a pointless user interface. Is that what you called me, wasn't it? Something like that. Because I talk about colors and font size, and he goes, yes, okay, and types away. So he can convert what I like into something positive. And that really is what the website is. It's simple, it's slick, it's functional, it does what it needs to do. It's got things that will draw people in. And you know something, if people want to come round and be part of the community and things like that, there's a Facebook page too. If you want to join in with us and you think that you've got something interesting to write about, I'm quite happy to entertain that discussion. If it's going to lead more people to the independence movement, to think about liberty and the liberation movement across Scotland, it's really, really important that we work together. That's what it's all about. We'll never get independence. We'll never be liberated if we don't end up working together as a mass collective. We've got other things. We also do. We've got our blogs. We've got downloadable parts on there, and there's like we kind of monitor our stuff through hashtags as well. And Beth, you created our hashtag, just a simple one. What was it again?
Saorsa Scot.
Saorsa Scot. And I kind of monitor it. This is just on TikTok, right? So since we created this, what was it, about 5 weeks ago?
Yeah.
5 weeks ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, we started it, and it's had 178,000 views in about 5 weeks, which is pretty good considering that we don't really do an awful lot, apart from the occasional post, maybe once every couple of days and everything. So yeah, I think that's a great thing. It shows that there's a lot of interest. We're getting on average about maybe sometimes 2,000 hits on that a day for the content that we put out there, and that's a collective. That's everybody. You also do a wee bit of coaching for people on our Discord, Beth, too, as well.
I do.
Your little Padawans. Tell us a little bit about that, please.
I'm just there to help guide them along and using such things like TikTok and CapCut and making videos and using Canva and things like that, and guiding them on how easily it is to do. And once you give them and show them the ropes, they dove head first in, and really I had a proper proud mama moment watching them away working and posting. And they filled me with great pride, and I was very, very proud of them all. I still am, because they work very hard every day at creating content, and if they get stuck on something and they just want to brainstorm, they're like, Beth, have you got a minute? I'm like, of course, let's hear it. And we'll have a wee brainstorming session, get some ideas going. But yeah, they're brilliant. They've done really well.
And it's important as well that we give people the opportunity to create things themselves, so they can project their personal feelings and messages about independence and liberty. This is what it's all about. It's about empowering people to use their own voice, to say what they feel, and that's really what Saorsa is about. You know, it's really about coming together as a collective, kind of taking that energy, that positive energy, and doing something good with it. You know, telling people, say, hey, look, there is a liberation movement. We are pushing for independence. There's many of us that want to do it and be part of it all. And you know something, there's going to be other groups that will spring up. Like there's the guys that did a proclamation, the Calton Hill proclamation, about more of a monarch-free Scotland and things. So they're signing people up too, but they're all for liberation as well. But it's just a different sign-up thing. You know, I'm interested in going and getting them to come and speak to us here on this to hear about what they've got to say. I think it's really, really important that we do things like that. What else? There's a few things that we want to do coming up as well. We've got in the sideline, and I've scripted some of it already. A sort of a have I got news for you? Never mind the Buzzcocks style, sort of like showy type thing that will play as a pre-recorded element within Saorsa. It would only be about maybe a 10-15 minute segment, but we're calling it, was it Never Mind the Buzz Jocks?
Yeah, that's what we agreed on.
And yeah, which is quite cool. And we're not going to record our first sort of session until probably July, and it's only going to be, we'll take things like social media comments, and we'll take things like what's it called, the like pertinent media things that are going on that are related to liberty and independence. Might be scandals, it might be taking the mickey out of existing politicians and things. But we're going to do that, and we've got a bunch of people within our Discord team that actually want to participate in that. So we'll pre-record it, and then it's dead simple. we'll just stick it up here in the same manner and form that I'm going to play a video in about 5 minutes. So yeah, I'm quite excited about that because I'm going to be the hostie for it, and I will be taking the mickey out of everybody, and everybody will be taking the mickey out of me, especially Barry, because he's very good at doing that anyway. Yes, that's you. Right, what else is there? Okay, the guys that we all work with, we've got an age demographic from, mid-teens up to sort of like early 70s. Is it 70s? George Kane used to go. I don't know if George is on. I'm sure that I actually saw him. Are you pointing at me? Oh my God. Honestly. Every time. Barry thinks I was around pre-Queen Victoria, honestly.
I was being polite. We all know it's earlier.
No, thank you very much. It's a standing joke wherever I go that I am the great grandfather of Adam, and probably Eve as well. I don't know, but you can't help it. I mean, I'm still older than him, but I'm far more handsome than him, so he can't help that though. Yeah, okay. You don't have buttons here to push for bad jokes like we have on our Discord server, mate. Okay,
it can wait.
It can wait. I know it can. So yeah, we've got an age range of mid-teens, sort of volunteer activists, right up to sort of like early 70s that come into the Discord. One of the chaps, I'm pretty sure George Kane was our oldest guy that used to come into it. I'm pretty sure as well he's watching on the Saltire just now. I don't have the chat up. Let me just check the chat because I'm sure he was in there. I'm sure I saw him. I can't see him. Never mind. But it's, you know what, it's really good to have this because we get like a sort of a different dynamic from everybody, and they come in and we'll have a discussion. We actually meet for business once a week properly, if you can call it business. We also meet kind of every single night for little bits of discussion about what's happened that day and kind of a social chat. I mean, we're one of the only sort of independence groups that meets and speaks about things every single night that I know of anyway. There might be more hidden away in digital sellers talking about rebellion and liberty and things like that, the same manner that we do as well. But do you know what? I like our family. I like our team. I think they all bring something really positive to what we intend to do. And yeah, so a big shout out to every single one of them that might be watching just now. Thanks very much, guys. I think you're all truly amazing, every one of you, which is good. Right. I recognize that name. Is that your wife watching this?
Yeah, she's heckling.
Okay. My goodness. All right, very good. Right, okay. We are only like doing a short stream tonight, but the last sort of main thing that I wanted to do was talk about something that I experienced and will experienced as well over the past week, and that is that earlier on Wednesday, I think Will went to see it on Tuesday, we both on different occasions went to see the Declaration of Arbroath at the National Museum on Chambers Street in Edinburgh. I made a wee video about it. It's not a professional video in the slightest. It is an amateurish in the amateurish style that Mo actually does. So I am going to play that just now, and we will mute our microphones, and we'll be back in about 7 minutes, and we'll have a wee chat about the Declaration of Arbroath. Year 1320, amidst the turbulent times of medieval Scotland, a momentous event took place in the coastal town of Arbroath. It was a time when the nation's fate hung in the balance and the future of Scotland teetered on the brink of uncertainty. In the aftermath of the conflict with England, a group of nobles and representatives gathered in Arbroath Abbey to draft a document that would become known as the Declaration of Arbroath. Led by Bernard de Linton, the Abbot of Arbroath, these men sought to make a bold statement of Scotland's independence and its unwavering determination to protect its sovereignty. The declaration was addressed to Pope John, urging him to recognise Scotland's rightful status as an independent kingdom and to rally support against English aggression. The document eloquently stated that the Scots would never yield to English rule for they believed that the nation had been bestowed upon them by divine providence. I'm meeting friends today who are proud sovereign Scots residing in Wales but are up visiting. The declaration of Arbroath is on public display for the first time in 18 years and may not be on display again until we win our liberty and become a normal, independent nation. The National Museum of Scotland has created an exhibition proudly displaying this highly significant document. We're not allowed to film inside and cannot take photographs of the document itself. In fact, it's so precious to our nation that it retains its own security detail.
As long as 100 of us remain alive, never will we, on any condition, be subjugated to the lordship of the English. It is in truth not for glory, nor riches, nor honours that we are fighting, but for freedom alone, which no man gives up but with life itself.
So we've just been to see the declaration of Arbroath, and I'm kind of feeling a bit emotional after seeing it. It's just thinking that every seal that was on there, Rob, was a man who probably had a sword in his hand, and there was blood on that sword, fighting for our liberty. What do you think of all that?
It's quite hard to put into words, to be honest. It's I don't think that you could actually possibly overestimate the significance of the Declaration of Arbroath in the history of Scotland. So actually being able to actually go in there and see it is kind of something else. It almost doesn't feel real.
No, considering it's parchment as well.
Absolutely.
In fact, how the hell have they managed to keep that going?
Well,
and like for hundreds of years, 1300s.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's insane.
So we're talking literally 700 years this thing's been in existence, and it is slightly mind-boggling that it's even in one piece. And actually, you can read most of it. There's a couple of bits of the text which have degraded over the years, but fortunately we know that were, because they've got transcripts of the original that were done sort of hundreds of years later. But most of it, actually, the text is still legible.
That's unbelievable. My whole thing about that is that A, it still exists. B, it's one of the, if not the most significant document in Scottish history, and we've just seen it.
Yeah.
And it's totally relevant to today.
Oh, so much.
Yeah. The Declaration of Arbroath was a masterful piece of writing, compellingly arguing for Scotland's right to exist as an independent realm. It emphasised the ancient lineage of Scottish kings and the inherent authority of the Scottish people to choose their own destiny. The document's language was passionate, its words carrying the weight of a nation, united in its resolve. Through the declaration, the Scottish nobles proclaimed their allegiance to the rightful king, Robert the Bruce, who had valiantly led Scotland in its struggle for independence. They acknowledged its leadership, praised its military victories, and vowed to defend him and the nation with unwavering loyalty. As the declaration was sent to the Pope in Avignon, France, it traversed treacherous lands, risking interception by English forces, yet it reached its destination, and in 1324, Pope John issued a papal bull known as Agro Dominico. In it, the Pope recognised Scotland as a kingdom and affirmed its legitimacy of its resistance against English oppression. The Declaration of Arbroath was a defining moment in Scotland's history, not only asserted to Scotland's right to exist as a sovereign nation, but also resonated beyond its borders, inspiring other nations in their own struggles for independence. It laid forth the foundation for Scotland's future, strengthening its national identity and determining to preserve its freedom.
As long as 100 of us remain alive, never will we, on any condition, be subjugated to the lordship of the English. It is in truth not for glory, nor riches, nor honours that we are fighting, but for freedom alone, which no man gives up but with life itself.
To this day, the declaration of Arbroath stands as a testament to the indomitable spirit of the Scottish people and their enduring quest for independence. It remains a symbol of courage, unity, and unwavering belief in the fundamental rights of a nation. I am home now and I'm looking through the brochure that I got at the exhibition. Having the time to consider the relevance of this document today within the independence movement is truly humbling. Here was a people united in their defence of liberty of their countrymen. They wouldn't back down, and they would never give up. We could learn so much from their commitment to their cause. They would be rolling in their graves to even consider we would place political rivalry, social and lifestyle debates over uniting under the banner of freedom. You can put your mics on now. Yeah, amateurish, there's a couple of words in there. When I was reading the script, I was thinking to myself, how do you pronounce that? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure at all. But there you go. So, yeah, Declaration of Arbroath. Well, what did it mean to you when you went to see that?
Well, when I went, I took my daughter and her son, my grandson, and I wanted 3 generations to see it, because it's quite rare that it's shown. The real thing is shown because it's such a delicate document. I think if you remember, Mo, when you walk into the room, it's got special lighting. It's got its own security detail. It's well protected. And I didn't know what to expect when I saw it. And boy, when you set eyes on it, it's a bit smaller than I thought it would be in physical size. But it blew me away in terms of an emotional hit. And I did not expect that. I wasn't going in there thinking, oh, this is going to be quite emotional. Because to me, it wasn't a piece of parchment. To me, it was literally penned in blood.
Yeah.
And you can't overemphasize that. And when the excerpt that you took there, if there's 100 men still alive, it's literally saying to the last dying breath of the last Scotsman. We ain't backing down. And I'm getting shivers up my spine thinking about it now. And it's just a piece of parchment.
It's more than a piece of parchment, though. It was a statement of loyalty to a sovereign nation. It was like a cry to say, look, this is us. We are here. We are doing this. We demand this, and we will put our names to it. And to me, it's exactly the same as you're saying there. It's more than a bit of parchment. It was everything back then. It might have been a letter to the Pope. And what I found as well, it was ended, I'm pretty sure its ending was something along the lines of sort of insinuating about, if you don't do this, God will judge you, Mr. Pope. I'm sure it said that on one of the boards. It was like, typically Scottish, we'll give you a wee threat at the end there. But it's incredible. It's, to me, I've got some interesting facts written down here for it all. First of all, I'm going to say, Beth, we talked earlier on about this, and you said to me, I don't really know that much about it, Mo. And you're in good company, though, because one of the things that I looked up when I looked up interesting facts and figures and things about the Declaration of Arbroath is, I'll read it to you. It says, if you hadn't heard of the Declaration of Arbroath before now, you're not alone. Recent research commissioned by the National Trust of Scotland shows that just under half, 48.7% of the 1,000 people surveyed had heard of the Declaration. So that means more than half people had never heard of this document before, which is surprising. And basically, when they did hear about it, the above 50% that said they hadn't heard about it, when they were taught a little bit about it during the survey, 72% of them agreed it was important, or a very important document for Scotland's development as a nation, with even more than that, 77% of the people want to know more. I think it's truly relevant today because the context of it all is saying, look, we want to move forward. We want this.
Yeah.
We need this. And there's, we have a nation where people still believe in the union. That's fair. But we have a mass of people that don't, that we want to exercise our right of self-determination. And through politics, we're finding that challenging. Hence why we need a liberation movement. Hence why we have an Edinburgh Proclamation where we can sign up and say, hey, listen, we want change. That's what it's all about. That is what it's all about. Other interesting things, we can discuss these just now. Apparently, its most famous passage was inspired by something else as well. Abbot Bernard's stirring words, the most often quoted passage from the Declaration, were adapted, allegedly, don't quote me on this, I'm just going with it, it's on the internet, so it must be true, only joking, from Sallust's Conspiracy of Catiline, no idea what that is, which was written between 44 and 40 BC, in which the Roman historian wrote, but a power of wealth for the sake of which wars and all kinds of strife arise amongst mankind. We do not aim, we desire only our liberty, which no honourable man relinquishes but with his life. I don't care. I prefer the one in the Declaration of Arbroath because it sounds more Scottish to me. And I'm quite into my national identity as being proper Scots, to be perfectly honest. And that document says it in ways. I'm just wanting to quickly dip into the side chat here just now because somebody mentioned something from Facebook saying that voice speaking the words was so powerful yet comforting. So if the gentleman who recorded that for me is watching this just now, you already have a fan, mate. That was one of our community that did the voiceover. See, how good did he sound?
Amazing.
Think, Will?
Amazing.
Very much.
Yeah. When the first time I heard it, I thought, have we got a budget now for this kind of thing? It was like professional voiceover stuff.
Yeah, he's great. He doesn't speak in our Discord server because he's got like kids and he doesn't want to wake them up, so he speaks in meme and metaphor in the side chat, which is always hilarious. But to hear his voice doing that, I'd never really heard his voice more than a couple of times, and it was like, wait a minute, you sound awesome.
His voice was brilliant. I mean, unlike yours that just puts people to sleep. But I mean, it was really nice.
You're supposed to be nice to me, You're supposed to be my friend.
I've been nice this long.
Yes, I know. I'm in that decade where basically you're allowed to be horrible to me. That's fine. There we go. Listen, we've only been on for about 35 minutes. I did say at the start this was going to be a short stream just as an introduction to what Saoirsa's about. I'm going to invite anybody here if they want to say anything before we disappear. And you want anything to say? Anything, Beth?
No, I'm good.
Quite happy. Good.
Yep.
And Will, go on.
Yeah, just to say that, Saorsa is a group of incredibly friendly, dedicated people, and they cross the spectrum of society. It's not just age, it's everything else. And really, we've got a Facebook group, and as Mo says, everyone's welcome to join it. And I absolutely encourage people to do that. And just reaching out across the movement, I think it's time everyone works together for an inclusive, independent Scotland.
Yep.
I'll second that. We will. I would like other groups similar to us to come forth, contact us. Let's talk. That would be really good. Start building this force to be reckoned with. Yeah.
I'm going to, Barry, do you have anything you want to say, my man in the chair?
Keep your eyes on the website. It's going to get much more content. It'll probably get bigger as well. And like you say, it's been said before, we were open to be reached out, and we'll at least interface with anyone that wants to reach out to us.
Mm-hmm. So it's Saoirsa Scot. .com, which now my fingers are going this way. You can see how to spell Saoirsa here. I should really have some sort of banner or ticker going along here. This is one of the things we'll take away and learn from these experiences when we do lives. Have a quick look down the side chat here just now. There's a comment from Ivan Bishop saying you can't be a unionist and claim to be a sovereign Scot. So much for political affiliation. Focus on the claim of right and not the ultra divisive GRA would be my personal opinion. Good luck. Thank you, Ivan. Keith Campervan Rawlink. I'm a sovereign Scot. I'm a man and no one is above me. I live among my equals on the land and I call my home Scotland. Wow, that's quite deep. Livy, thank you for coming in. Love for the one's country entwined in its history. Dr. Rob's in the house. Hi, Rob. I saw you there earlier on. I didn't say hello to you. Thank you for being in the video earlier on. Druss is here. Keith is here. Age of Aquarius. Lots of really cool people that we've jumped in and spoken to before. So listen, I am totally over the moon that we've had so many people joining us tonight across different platforms. We've been across the Independence Live platform. Listen, thank you everybody from Independence Live for letting us do this. It's really kind of you, really good to you. I'm going to say wave goodbye to my guys here just now. And if you want, I'll see you guys in the Discord and I'll say goodbye to the people. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. That is kind of it for tonight. This is the first of what we're going to be doing. We will end up doing other streams with more pertinent talking points. We've got other people as well that are within the team that want to come on and discuss things with us and enjoy the sort of light-hearted conversation. Tonight, though, like I say, it was just an introduction. We are Saorsa. We are here. We're not a threat to anybody. We're just a threat to the union. Because we want to campaign positively. We want to campaign where basically everyone counts. And that's the important thing, because in Scotland, everyone should count. Listen, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I genuinely really appreciate it. So let me just finish off by saying thank you for watching. Goodbye and good luck.